Have you ever tried to capture a brilliant moment in the sunshine, full of vibrancy, only to be disappointed to see your camera has captured a photo that's washed out and faded? Like a newspaper that's been sitting out in the sun. Why does this happen? How do we fix this? It's important to note that film, just like our human eye, has a non-linear response to light. This is why everyone loves the look of film, and why it doesn't clip or wash out your colors. But digital sensors are linear in nature. Another reason why your digital photos are washed out relate to how our digital cameras are second-guessing the photo's exposure post-interpolation. When the camera detects the photo has been taken incorrectly, it will use software algorithms to tell the camera to brighten the image. This is done by a luminance enhancement, which adds white throughout the photo. White in even small amounts reduces the vibrancy of your photos, resulting in a washed-out look. Adding white to the image for exposure correction is very different from the way our eyes see and view the scene. Our eyes constantly are adjusting and moving around during the viewing process for an accurate exposure adjustment and maintaining rich full color. Using standard editing software to enhance your photo, you will quickly find out it becomes a vicious circle of corrections. Because your photo is now lacking in color vibrancy, you increase the saturation. This causes a color shift and your photo now looks a little bit too dark. So you brighten it, which further washes it out, resulting in a greater color distortion. This is like playing a game of whack-a-mole. Fixing one thing damages something else. We've all been there, constantly adjusting a series of sliders and ending in frustration. Traditional solutions are going to search for black in your photo. If it finds black, it will do nothing. If no black is found, then it's going to look for the darkest pixel and change all of the red, green, and blue channels to 0. So all of those dark pixels are now going to be black. This is going to distort the color in your entire photo. But this is not how saturation of light responds in nature. Saturation never changes consistently throughout the entire photo. Perfectly Clear takes a different tack by looking at each channel individually. This enables us to better approximate how the eye adjusts saturation differently in different parts of the photo. Our patented process models the eye's logarithmic response to light on a pixel-by-pixel basis. This is why we get stunning vibrancy corrections and maintain the original colors that you remember. Let's look at Perfectly Clear vibrancy in action. As we look at the Lightbox view, we can see how brilliantly Perfectly Clear has corrected all the images. I will select a landscape image to show how the vibrancy slider works. Over on the right-hand side, just below the tone selection, you will find the color adjustments and the vibrancy slider. When you move the slider to the right, you get much more vibrancy, and to the left, a lot less. How is this working? The slider is giving you values. These values are the maximum percentage of clipping that will be allowed at the lower end of the red, green, and blue spectrum. Note that each channel has been adjusted automatically to prevent color distortions. A value of 5 will equal 1/2 of 1% that may be clipped in the dark areas to achieve color vibrancy. A value of 0 means nothing will be clipped, but the vibrancy correction has still been applied. If you do not desire any vibrancy correction, you can turn the vibrancy adjustment off here with the checkbox. If we look at an image with lots of natural vibrancy already within the image, Perfectly Clear will automatically detect this and not make any adjustments, or so little you do not see any changes when you move the slider to the right and left. This is very different than the concept of saturation. Standard editing programs provide saturation adjustments that will allow you to force saturate your images and damage the color integrity and distort color overall, so your image looks nothing like the original scene. Download the 30-day free trial and test how Perfectly Clear's vibrancy will produce rich, accurate colors on your images.